Hey guys, welcome back to Wild Style. So every year our local county gardening club or Master Gardeners Club puts on a seed swap. And so I usually bring some of the old seeds that I don't want to plant again or things I had extra of and give them to the swap, and then I grab a few new ones. You don't have to bring anything to those if you don't want to. They say it's optional, but I usually do have some I can swap out and get rid of. But I'm going to show you what I picked up. Okay, so we grabbed two kinds of sunflowers. Last year I did a sunflower bed and it just got eaten by the antelope. So I'm hoping this year if we can finish getting our fence together, we can keep the antelope out and actually grow some sunflowers. This one is just a fun variety. I thought it was really pretty, a firecatcher sunflower. This one grows 4 to 5 feet high. So it's gonna actually be a pretty tall sunflower, which is fine because we have plenty of room out there as long as they don't get eaten first. This is a shorter one. Oh, nope, this is the mammoth. This is the big one. It grows up to 12 feet high and just all yellow with a yellow kind of brown or green in this case center. Both of these are beautiful varieties. This one actually has a 60 to 65 day to bloom time, which is pretty good for our area. That's pretty short. The mammoth one has 100 days, so it is going to take a lot longer to get that one going. So that's probably why I didn't have as much luck with those last year, other than the fact that they got eaten. Okay, shelling peas, I've been looking for these. For some reason, I have a hard time finding them. So these are the peas that you pluck off the vine and open up and just eat the shells. Or I called it a vine, but this is actually a bush style of pea, which is what I've been looking for. And I've only been able to find vining peas, but I want more of a bushing style of pea, and that's what these are. So I was excited to find these there. This is a soybean. I've never grown soybeans before, but we like to eat them. Just steam them up and then put a little salt on them. And it's fun to just pop those beans out of the shell and eat them that way. So I thought that would be fun to try. It says they can do 75 to 80 days to maturity. So in theory, I think we can do these here. But we'll see. This is an orange hat tomato. This is actually, you can see how small this plant is relative to this guy's hands. This is an extra dwarf is what they're calling it, bush plants. It grows just 6 to 9 inches tall, but produces a bunch of tiny little orange tomatoes that are supposed to be kind of a fruity, sweet tomato. So I thought that would be fun. This is actually good for growing indoors, and so that's my plan for it, is to grow it indoors and have a little indoor tomato plant that we eat off of year-round. So I thought that'd be fun. I'll bring you guys along for that when I get those going. I couldn't remember if I bought jack-o'-lantern pumpkin seeds or not. Last year we didn't have a ton of production on the seeds that I harvested from my own pumpkins. And so I knew I needed some fresh ones, and I couldn't remember if I already got them or not. So I just grabbed a packet of jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Okay. Dill is always fun to grow for me. It actually sometimes comes back even for us in a different spot, but not always. So kind of fun to watch. It gets really tall and actually does fairly well with our wind and our sun and our heat. So I actually like growing fresh dill. I don't cook with it a ton, but it is fun to have. And then I got bunching onions. These I like to just have, I use kind of the same thing when I have them for like cut green onions is what I'm planning on using these for. I do have some chives already out in my garden that just come back every year. They're perennial. And I thought this would be funner to have a little bit more of that thicker green onions variety that a lot of recipes call for. Okay. My daughter wanted Brussels sprouts. So I've never grown these. I don't really love eating them, but she apparently loves them. So I thought, if she's happy to eat a vegetable, it might be kind of fun to try. So actual Brussels sprouts, when they grow up, I'll post a picture there, but when they grow up on a stalk, and then the little bulbs just come off of the stalk. And so I actually thought it'd be fun to grow because it's a very cool looking plant, even if I don't like to eat them myself. But if you got any tricks for how to cut out the bitterness so that they taste a little bit better, I'm all ears. Tomato Bosc Blue Bumblebees. This is just a tomato variety. And then the blanket flower is a pretty flower. There are actually different varieties that are prettier than this one that I've got here. It's the prettiest one that they had there at that swap. And so I grabbed it, but they are perennial for our area, and so they will come back every year. That's it though, as far as what we got at the seed swap this year. They seem to have more vegetables at our seed swap than flowers. Flowers are harder to find, and so if I know there's a flower seed or variety I'm wanting to start or try, know going into that may be something that you actually purchase because they're so hard to find at a seed swap. A lot of times, some of the companies, like I think they had Burpee donated some seeds for them this year. And so a lot of times that's vegetable seeds, or sometimes they'll get grants to help grow vegetable seeds so that they're encouraging people to grow their own food. And so you'll see a lot of vegetable seeds at the seed swaps and not often as much flower seeds. So just a heads up for you, but if vegetables are your thing, definitely pop in there. There's sometimes some fun and different varieties that you haven't seen, other varieties that people have tried before, are just kind of fun to try something new. So that's what we got for this year for the seed swap. I'll bring you along when we get these planted. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next time.